Yeah, it's me. It's me. It's just me. That's all you need is me. I don't know what I'm doing by myself. All I know is that my partner, every time I had something to do, every time I said, hey man, I gotta take care of something for the family. But Alabama lost. And I don't show up, I catch heat. I catch a lot of heat. I catch heat from everybody. I catch heat from my own peoples. But then when Auburn loses their most, because they lost the football season a lot. It's just they got normal to it. It was like, you get inoculated to all that defeat, all that downtrodden living. But they lose last Thursday, and my man ain't here. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. I thought you had to take your lumps. Why you hiding? Why you ducking? What's going on? I'm probably gonna say he had to do a business trip, or maybe he had to go to the doctor or something. It's good. You gotta go to the doctor, man. Ain't no spring chickens around here. But I mean, bring your doctor's excuse with you, because that's not how we do it here on Iron Bowl Debates. Welcome to Iron Bowl Debates, where we talk about everything around here. Usually I have a debate partner by the name of DC, who is a part of Auburn Addicts. He couldn't make it today for whatever reason, following the Auburn defeat. Now, when I don't make it, I made it. I was here for Vanderbilt. I was here for Oklahoma. I was here for Vanderbilt. The shocking, devastating, earth-shattering, the defeat heard around the world for football. I was here. They lose a little stanky little basketball game. One box. See, I was here for them. I was here to support, my Auburn family. Let me give y'all a big hug. Come on in. Bring it on in. We've been there. We know how it is. Come on, Auburn. Come on. Oh yeah, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Now get on back across the street. It's gonna be all right, man. Coach ain't going nowhere. Let's look at that thing. I gotta do my notes on my little phone here. What happened to y'all? Oh, that's right. Y'all up on Florida. Y'all dominating Florida, manhandling Florida. And then the referees found out they had whistles they could use. I don't care. The last 3 games, that's all I saw. Referees swallowing whistles for about 70% of the game. Oh, you didn't see that man get elbowed in the back of the head? Oh, but then it looks like a great comeback. Do you think everybody had a great comeback? Did Houston have a great comeback versus Duke? No? Did Florida have a great comeback versus everybody? Everybody? Were they the only cardiac kids allowed to play in the tournament? It just came back. Was it a 6 games? This came back on everybody? You think that just happened because that's how they play? They be rope-a-doping you like in the first half and the beginning of no. It's not fixed. It's manipulated. That's right. I say the game is manipulated. That's how I look at it. Now, if I can read this stuff, where did you go wrong, Auburn? Your man Braun was out there putting in big time work, banging on the boards, pause. Your man, Mazzara, he was all over the place like a wild man, like a young modern day Dennis Rodman / Robert Horry type / somebody else / somebody, Stacey Altman, Spreewell type. But it wasn't enough. You faltered somewhere. Field goal percentage, 43% from the field. That's not bad. 28% from 3. That man got you. Because that's how they get. That's what got us. 3-point shoot. Oh, yeah. It don't work all the time. Free throw percentage. Auburn shot 69.6. That ain't good. You want to have a B- at the very worst. Every team. I don't care if you're playing 4th grade basketball at Locha Makoka Elementary. You want to shoot 75% from the charity stripe. That ain't no good. Ooh, you got crushed in the rebounds, 39-30. Got crushed. 21 defensive rebounds to their 27. You got to look at your numbers. Just got to look at it. You beat them in assists. You beat them in steals. Just one dropping the shots. That's so unfortunate. You even beat them. You're +2 in turnovers. You had 14. That's a lot. But, you know, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. And sometimes the cookie crumble and make you want to rumble. But don't fight me. I'm just a messenger. I'm going to try to keep this show as balanced as possible. Very brief. Because I don't want to just sit here and just totally rag on the Auburn people all the time. Like, you know, hey, Auburn, you know, why your breath stink? Hey, Auburn, why you be losing the big games in basketball? Hey, Auburn, I thought you was going to pull it together the basketball season. I'm not going to do that. Hey, Auburn, why you always littering after a big game? I'm not going to do that because DC's not here to defend you. I'm not going to do that. But I will ask, though, is are y'all going to be able to buy y'all another team next year? Because, no, we got to buy us one. We already got 3 rookies coming in, and we got 3 people out the portal. I don't even know if Coach Oates even came home to sign these people. 3 of them. 3 people for experience, 3 people for the future. But one of our key players, our Mr. Hard Hat, I may burn my hard hat after the day. Was it Diabate? He gone. He left. He gonna hit the portal. I didn't know you could hit the portal when you just, what is this, the March portal? I'm like, what is going on? This man has left. He has left the University of Alabama. He was one of our scrappiest, hard-workingest players, but I don't know, the writing was on the wall for him or the money was in the bank. Either way, he like, roll tide and I'm out of here. It's been fun, but I see you. See you next season, because actually he's going to Kentucky. This man is leaving the University of Alabama, going to Kentucky. Can you believe that? Huh? He left the big A for the big K. I guess he'll go to that young team and provide them with some security, not security, some experience, much needed experience, because they are a young team. But I just wonder if he goes up there, does he start? Because Kentucky gonna have a full roster of people who can just straight out play right out of high school. You know, don't bring you that experience, you know, that height, that athleticism, just like me. When I go to Golden Corral, I got agility that you've never seen before at a buffet. Well, it was good while it lasted, Mr. Diabate. I like saying your name, Diabate. It made me feel like you was gonna really do something, have an impact in a game, and you did. Roll tide to you. And if things don't work out for you, you can always come back and play football. Come on back and play some football. Anyway, Auburn lost. And I'm going to move on. I'm not going to dwell on it. But there is good news out there when it comes to recruiting for AU. Just taking a look at the recruiting rankings on 3. Auburn right now is ranked 9th in the nation. They were previously ranked 8th. I don't know how they moved back. Probably somebody moved ahead of you guys. 4th in the SEC with an overall class score of 91.3. So there you go. There you go. You got 7 members of your class, and people want to come in and be a part of you. Your blue chip ratio is 71%. You're looking good. You got to get that up a little higher. But Ryan Smith seems to be doing pretty good for y'all. That's your director of player personnel. Over at Alabama, you know, just old ho-hum day. Now, our previous national rank, I guess in 2020, our previous rank was 3rd. Now we 5th. But the players ain't changed that much. Still got 4 players. We picked up some people say 5-star, but it picked up a pretty good player last week. We're 2nd in the SEC, previously 3rd. So we moved up in the SEC, but we moved down nationally. Go figure. And got a rank in our class, a class score of 92.29. See if I can bring this up here. Now, seriously, folks, let me cut this down because I got to get into some serious stuff. I'm not sure if you're paying attention out there, folks, but this guy, Jaden Rashida's lawsuit against Bill Napier, the court had a ruling on that. Napier's people and everybody connected, they tried to have the case thrown out of court. They had a little bit of success and they had a little bit of failure because the case will move forward to discovery. Now, when I studied law on NBC on Friday nights at 8 o'clock, Hill Street Blues, Miami Vice, and all facets of law and order. They're going to move on to discovery. This is a federal court case in the Northern District of Florida. The judge ruled that they're going to throw out some of the case. There's something called tortious interference. This man is claiming that the people at the University of Florida not only promised him money, not only didn't deliver upon that promise of money, use a third party to negotiate money with him, but he's saying that when he didn't come and accept the little tip money they wanted to give him, that Florida and them blocked him from going to other schools. But the judge say he don't see no evidence of that. No, you can't. No, son. No. They dismiss his tortious interference claim. It's out of there. However, the judge is allowing the rest of the case to move forward. The University of Florida, Napier, and who are the other people? Marcus Castro, who is a player engagement person, NIL director, and a player engagement person at University of Florida booster, Hugh Hathcock. He's Hathcock. His name is Hathcock. I thought it was Hatchcock earlier when I saw it. His name is actually Hathcock. They're still being sued for fraudulent misrepresentation, inducement, conspiracy to commit fraud, and negligent misrepresentation of claims. I don't know if y'all know the story. Back in 2022, this man was promised a 4-year deal. If he left Miami and come to Florida, they promised this man $13.85 million. I don't know if that was for 3 more years or the whole 4 years. It was a 4-year deal. So that's over $4 million a year. And that played a crucial role in that man saying, forget Miami. It ain't all about the you. It's all about the me. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. You know. And then when he showed up, they reneged on the unprecedented deal. The collective agreement, they said, well, $13.5 million. Who told you that? And then the man, he was without a school, and he was out of millions of dollars. Hathcock allegedly boasted to Castro Walker, that's the guy in Florida, within earshot of Rashada's family, that he would deliver whatever NIL compensation package that was needed to secure this man to come to the University of Florida. That's what the attorney said this dude did. And while Hathcock and Castro Walker were in the thick of the initial negotiations, Hathcock allegedly said that he just listened to whatever Napier and Castro Walker told him to do. He's like, my name Bennett, I ain't in it. Man, I'm telling you, this is a problem. This is a problem. Meanwhile, this dude done went from Florida to Arizona to, I think, to Georgia, and now I think he's moving on to Maryland. He ain't playing no football. It's 2025 season. His freshman year was supposed to be 2022 or 2023. This man, a quarterback, he was highly touted by somebody. Now he hadn't played. He about to miss out on the most important part of this whole thing, playing football. messing around with these jokers. And now you're kind of like you're bouncing around so much like a jumping bean. I wish this man luck getting his money. Sound like something happened. I don't know what happened. But something happened. I just can't say what it was. Also in the news, out of Washington, D.C., I won't say the word tariff again. I won't say the word president again. But a new bill was introduced into Congress on the U.S. House of Representatives side that is trying to revolutionize college athletics. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because, you know, folks just sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're sick and tired of the money. They want, and it just says, these folks can't have this money because I don't want them to have this money. Now, people will wonder, like, how do people in Congress go in? He was our union chief. He was my principal. He was a teacher she was a teacher for 20 years. This person was a doctor doing okay, but now they worth like months of me. How they get this money in Congress? Oh, they must be doing some shady. Not necessarily. They're representing their constituents. And mainly the constituents that got that money, that got that bread. When you become a member of the United States Congress, the United States House of Representatives for 2 years, these people start inviting you to these boards, and you can get paid. You got university boards, board of trustees. Oh yeah, you graduated from here, you got to come over here with us. Yeah, I come over there with y'all, but that university got more money. And you know, it's like, it ain't no restriction on that. Ain't got no cap on that. This school could pay you $3,000. Another school could pay you $50,000. You know, MIT, Harvard, Cornell, Yeshiva University, whatever. People that got some paper, Sanford. Then you got people that, you know, there's some state schools, small state schools, they still need a board of trustees. And even when you get $5,000 to $10,000, you ain't got to show up 4 times a year. If that, they may just meet on a Zoom call. But these people who can get on the board of a college, which is probably the least amount of money, a major endowment fund or a charity, or where the big money is, where the money resides, on the board of trustees of a corporation, these people want to limit the amount of money that college athletes make. Listen to this. Representative Michael Baumgart, he introduced an act called the Restore College Sports Act. I ain't know college sports need to be restored. It's, you know, gonna blast it back in the past. I don't get it. Restore College Sports Act. Anyway, right off the bat, this thing tax everybody. Like, ain't nobody unscathed in this. It's gonna trip you out. This bill was introduced on Monday. It would scrap the NCAA. Period. Done. That's it. We're done with that. And you would form what's called the American College Sports Association. This is the ASCA. We're going to go from the NCAA to ASCA. Okay? First thing they're going to do, they're going to appoint a commissioner who will be appointed by the top dog. I said I wouldn't use that word no more. But the commander-in-chief would indeed appoint this commissioner. Just like he appoints the Treasury Commissioner, he or she, because it won't just be this commander-in-chief. This is forever if this act gets passed, and it won't never pass. Somebody trying to make a point. So you got a commissioner appointed by the commander-in-chief, the man that rides on Air Force One, or the lady that would ride on Air Force One. It would call for the sharing of NIL funds amongst college athletes. Now, if I'm not mistaken, name, image, and likeness in and of itself says name, image, and likeness. So if my likeness is worth $1 and that man's is worth $10,000 per second, you mean I just came up $4,999? That don't make sense. Sounds like communism, but I digress. Also, it's going to call for equal distribution of broadcast revenue. So let me get this straight. Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, who I think probably got more people watching TV, psych. Alabama, Alabama, Georgia, Texas. You mean tell me they got to share money with Fresno State, even more money with Fresno State, with Bowling Green, with Ball State? Ball State with their terrible coach's attitude up there, that's a personal thing. What sense does that make? It's now look, here's the thing. I think even more than the money, even I get a little bothered by this, but this bill would give the players, still give them the ability to transfer from one school to another. Why? That's the problem. Because as long as one school got more money than me, oh, I see it. So now they want all college football players to make the same amount of money. So that means in the era of the greatest football player to ever play, one Cam Newton was going to be just as valuable as one Greg McElroy. In what world does that make sense? What world does that make sense? The number one quarterback at Alabama, Ty Simpson, is going to get compensated the same as the fifth string quarterback, who I can't remember his name, but yes, Alabama does have three other quarterbacks, if not at least two other quarterbacks on the team outside of Ty Simpson, Keelan Russell, and Austin Mack. I didn't say that in no particular order. I just think Ty Simpson is going to be a star. Anyway, back to what I was saying. How in the world are you going to do this? This don't make no sense to me. It's crazy. But just when you think I'm done with this, I ain't done. There's more. I'm trying to pull this up right here so I can see it. There's more. Now, at this point, we're going to give the gun over to the rabbit. This act, this foolish, ridiculous act that's known as the Restore College Sports Act, we're going to share money with everybody. All the money going to be shared. We're going to straight up communism. We're going to be living in Cuba watching football according to this act. But you think I was done. This act would allow a maximum coaching salary, a maximum annual salary for the coach. It is capped at 10 times the full cost of attendance at the institution. I'm going to say that again because that's real confusing. That's a mouthful. A coach's maximum salary would be limited to 10 times the full cost of attendance at the institution. Do some math real quick. Let's check out some math real quick. If this is Ohio State, I asked my Google box. I said, Google box, how much does it cost to go to Ohio State for 5 years? Ain't nobody getting out of school in 4 years. I mean, it'd be nice, but you got a co-op and all that stuff. I said, Google box, how much does it cost to go to Ohio State for 5 years? Well, it's $151,000. That's in-state. Most coaches are from out of state, right? Maybe Ryan was there for a while, whatever. Let's just say he's from out of state. It's $272,500 for 5 years at Ohio State. And this is from the Google box. So if that number's wrong, don't blame me. Blame the Google box. Blame it. So that means you want Ryan to keep coaching that team. He making 10. So if he moves on to the NFL or just decides to retire after not getting back to the championship game 5 years, or he gets fired, you want the next guy to come in there and make $2.7 million. That is almost pre-Nick Saban type salaries. And I really don't think it's worth it. And that's why this bill is not going anywhere. Even the person that wrote this article said, it says, frankly, that provision makes it seem like not a serious piece of legislation. So while everything's going on in this country, fentanyl and trade and schools and all this. This dude, what's his name? This dude, Michael Baumgartner, from the state of Washington, this all he got to do. He said, let me see how I can just make a statement right here. State of Washington got so many overdoses. I mean, come on, man. Are you serious? This is what you got time to do? All this stuff going on? Veterans need your help. Federal workers need some retraining, need some opportunities. We're trying to bring jobs back to America, wherever side, everybody want the jobs to come back. How we get them back? This is what you writing up. This is what you wasting paper on. This is what you got a staff for to sit down and do this. Mr. Baumgartner, are you out your mind? It don't even make sense. I mean, you want to equally distribute the broadcast money? When you say equal, are you talking about to all 133 teams? So Florida International get the same amount of money? Florida Atlantic, Florida International, whatever you want to call them, Central Florida, South Florida, University of North Florida, Florida State, Miami, they're going to all get the same amount of money. Are we including FAMU and BCC in this? Probably not, because they're in a little different division. But look, that don't make sense. You're talking crazy. You're going to let the kids transfer. Why are they transferring? Everybody's going to make the same amount of money on that team. Or they're going to share all the money across the board. So all the NIL funds are going to be shared among student athletes. Is that all the student athletes? And I'm not getting into the details about that. I'm just saying it don't make no sense. Even if it's at Georgia. So this guy over here, he balling out all year. You know, we're going to get that man a Ferrari. What do you got to do? Go take the wheels off and give it to the guy over here that just made the team, barely? Just don't, I mean, you wasting time, man. Waste time, people out here hurting, doing all that stuff. It's just really ridiculous and stupid. Man, they need a solution. But I said it, I said it a billion times up here. Even regarding that earlier situation with the young man over there in Florida, what's the number one rule about Jaden Rashada's lawsuit? One of the number two things you cannot do to these new kids and athletes, I don't care how you feel about it, according to Tight Sports. And I'm going to say it again right here on Iron Bowl Debate. You can't lie to them, and you better be careful how you talk to them. I don't care if you don't like it. And if you don't like it, do like the other coaches. Hey, man, go get you a seat in front of a microphone, call you a game, or go to one of these countries where they introducing football for the first time so you can coach the Bavarian bobsled team to beat some crappy football program out of New Jersey. They be like, oh, man, the Germans beat the doggone. Go over there. Spread old school football around the world. But in the FBS level, you have to treat people like they're men, even when they're not sometimes. But if you lie to them, you talk to them sideways, you're going to find yourself without players. Or you just say, hey, every time I tell you to go back to the trailer park, tell you to go back to the projects, or remind you that your parents can't read, or remind you that, 2 generations above you don't have no job. Every time I do that, I'm going to give you extra $10,000. How about that, Jesse? You better do something. Because there's been some foul things that have slid out of some folks' mouth over the years. Do it now, you're going to either lose a player and you lose all that money it took to recruit them, all that money it took to put them in the signing bonus thing, whatever, to keep them signed to your team out of high school, or all the money it took for you to bring them in, bring them out, bring them in, bring them out. You sign them to a $750,000 deal per year. You get them out on the football field, it gets real hot, and they don't accept your style of talking to people. They get disrespectful, they're going to run. But this article tells you the only way this is going to work. He says, here's the escapable reality. The best and perhaps only effective answer involves unionizing the workforce and securing the antitrust exemption that comes from a multi-employer bargaining unit. Here is the problem with that. The state of Georgia and Alabama don't allow unions. So it has to be a national unionizing effort. That way, the NCAA, or I want to get it wrong, the American College Sports Association, whatever you want to call it, this guy right here. Anyway, they can act just like the NFL. And you know what won't happen? You can say, if you play football, we're going to talk to your players union. We don't want y'all leaving for 2-3 years. We go back and forth with it. Maybe you get locked in for 2 years. And you got to get permission from the players union to say you want to leave after the first year. You may get the coach's blessing on it. They still say, though, it's a problem because the coach can still walk whatever you want to walk. Let's see. USA PhD. I see DC is hiding somewhere. Had a few things to ask him. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Although everybody lambasted me every time. It was 2 times that Alabama lost and I was not able to make the show. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say he's ducking and trucking. I'm just going to say, see when you get back. Maybe we can do a special show on Friday to make up for it. Mr. Fitzpatrick, I see you say the state of Georgia does have unions. I was in one. I didn't say they don't have unions. They just don't recognize local unions. Where you're in a national union, perhaps, because these are at-will states. And they can fire a person for any reason in Georgia. I know that for a fact. But people that are in unions, that are national unions, you kind of got that whole thing that balances out. Well, if you fire one of my people in my union, we'll shut this whole country down. So it's a difference. You can have unions, especially the truck drivers out there on the docks in Savannah. Yeah, when they get in the union, they can go for it. Okay, so you say you were a local union. Well, I guess I need to go polish up on my Georgia labor law. The police union, maybe? Y'all ever do a strike? We'll get into that later. Anyway, that's the only way they're going to do it, or be able to do it, to me, is to be able to go out and just get a union and get the respect that they need. But it's going to take a long time because the people in this particular union, they ain't sticking around for 20 years unless they got it, doing it as a job. I've been out there on X. There's some guys that's formulated some unions and put some things together. They're trying to get more and more players to sign up, but as soon as they sign, they kind of leave college. And I guess they say they had a strike at my plant near the house, and it was crazy. Well, yeah, that's what happens. I mean, you sure it wasn't? We'll talk about it. Because I know I was part of, when I worked at International Paper, I was exempt personnel. When they had a union down there at International Paper, we couldn't talk to them. So I thought that the whole state had unions. And all of a sudden, when they talked about, they threatened a strike, but it was nationally. And they were respected just like, supposed to be. But now, when I come to Georgia, and they was talking about it, they don't have a teachers union. They got like a teachers association. They don't have no power. But anyway, like I said, I'm not a labor law person. Just know what I heard. I'm glad that's working out for you. But I know it's best to be a part of a national union so you have some juice, a little juice. But I don't even know how that works with the auto plants over there in Alabama, in Tennessee, in South Carolina. I don't know how that works. All I know, they don't like putting them in Michigan, in Ohio, Pennsylvania. You're going to unionize up there. Anyway, if they want to have some agreement as to how college football will go and to stop people from doing crazy stuff, and the reason I like this is because the biggest problem the coaches are having, they got a lot of people coming off Instagram that's representing all their players. One coach said some dude represented his own player back to him. Like somebody who the player didn't even know was like, hey, I got this this defensive lineman. I got 3 of them. Y'all want to look at them? And then like as the coach's guy is out there looking at the players, one of them is his own player. So they go talk to the guy. He's like, man, I don't know that dude. And it's quite possible that he don't know that dude. All you need is some film off YouTube, some stats off the internet. You may put a phone call in with his uncle, parents, cousin, high school coach, and say, hey, if I can get JB another $500,000, you think he'll jump in the portal? You can cut that out with a union because just like the NFL, you have to be registered. We can lock some people out. Because some people have been duping these kids. There are reports that some of these representatives have been getting 20% of these people's contracts, when most people say they should get somewhere between 3 and 7, and most of them got parents that can do this themselves. I don't care how you sign, what your education level is, 300 from 400. Most people know 50,000 from 150,000, and that's all you got to really know. But that man's wasting everybody's time, and so be it. Now, is this thing gonna work? I saw something today, and I just wanted to close with this. This is an article I saw on College Football News, April the 7th, by Pete Fayutak. I don't know his name. It is College Football Blue Bloods, ranking the 25 best football schools in 2025. And because of how they got this thing put together, I'll just start from let's start from the 25th position. At 25 is Wisconsin. For what reason? I don't know. Yeah, but the right to work state means you don't have to join a union and you are not required to do it. But if it's the state is at will, you can get hired or fired at will with no real explanation, which usually is the bigger part of the problem. So if he's like, we're going outside to strike, well, you fired. You can't do that. Guess what? I just did. Let's see. Had to go to Auburn yesterday for work, and a lot of toilet paper was apparently stuck. Come on, man. PhD, you can't do that. You can't do that. Come on, man. It's last Thursday. They let that Walter Clay Jr. got a hold to him. They got a hold to him for 34 points. Don't do that. Hurts. So anyway, we have Wisconsin. Tied for number 22 was Arizona State. Arizona State is a blue blood to somebody. I guess so. Virginia Tech was tied for 22, and so was Auburn. That's right. I said Auburn was tied for 22, according to Pete Fayutak, not Tight Sports. I'm looking at the rest of the list. I don't even believe Auburn is 22nd. Tied for 22nd? Tied for 22nd with Virginia Tech and Arizona State. College Football News. Come on, man. Arizona State didn't win no championship. Virginia Tech won even less than that. At number 20, you got Oregon. Come on, man. I guess they based it on 10. This whole thing don't make no sense. 10 win football season. Auburn has 14. Virginia Tech has 14. Arizona State, but Auburn has 2 national championships, I think, somewhere. 2 national championship appearances, a couple undefeated seasons in there. That's weird. Then you have Oregon, Washington, 15 wins, 1 national title, a long time ago. TCU, Miami. How TCU tied for 17 ahead of Auburn? How is that possible? Florida tied for 17. LSU at 16. And they talk about their national titles. They got BYU tied for 14. They got a bunch of 19, they got a bunch of 10-win seasons. They got 19 10-win seasons, but only 1 national championship. I think I'd rather have let's see what they got Auburn down for. Is it 1 or 2? It says 2 national titles. I guess it's in the last 20 years. Because Auburn had that season where New York Times gave them a title because they weren't allowed to play for it. They were undefeated. Something like that. Chevelle, you can let me know the difference in what actually happened. Let's see. Chevelle still on the Unions, about to turn into Steelworkers Union around here. Boise is at 14. Boise and BYU tied for 14. That's crazy. It's just crazy. It's not blue-bloodish. Clemson's at 13, 3 national titles. This thing is heavily weighted based on how many 10-win seasons you've had. I don't know if I agree with that premise, but it is their list. Tennessee 12, Notre Dame 11. Notre Dame get in your mouth. You got to get it out. Number 9 is Texas. They have 26. They have 26 10-win seasons. I would have never known that. That conference was really bad. Florida State's number 9. They're tied with Texas for number 9. They have 26 as well. Penn State, 27. They say, okay, I guess he's an all-time national championship. So they saying Auburn has 2 national championships all time. They got a lot of undefeated seasons, or a couple of them I think of. At least 1 or 2. Bunch of 1-win seasons. Yeah. Penn State has 27 10-win seasons and 4 national titles. Number 6, tied for number 6, is Nebraska, USC, 28 10-win seasons. Nebraska has 5 national titles. USC has 9 national titles. Number 5, we have, let's see. Okay, so it's 2, 56 and 2010, when the great Cam hunted us down and beat us like savages. I can't believe it. I was a believer then. I was a believer. 2004 was an undefeated season, but the USC got stripped of their title that year thanks to Reggie Bush. Yeah, Reggie Bush. Boy, he old enough to still be really upset about everything that he endured. There's some other people out there too that were ripped, but this man really could be, he got to still be kind of hot. Did they give him his trophy back? I think they gave him his trophy back. Said USC was 10-win season, then Georgia was 29 10-win seasons, 3 national championships. I think the national championships are way heavier. Because you're talking about blue blood stuff. What is a blue blood? It's not the TV show with Tom Selleck. But what is a blue blood? Blue blood is like, it's in your bones. Is it winning 10 wins? Is that blue bloodish? Because sometimes that don't mean a hill of beans. Ohio State is tied for 3rd with Michigan. Ooh, they ain't gonna like that. They both have 32 10-win football seasons. Ohio State has 7 national championships, and Michigan has 10. How are they tied? If Michigan has, you can't give them an edge for having 3 more national championships. They got to be tied. That seems bogus. Oklahoma is number 2. 42 10-win season. Now that is kind of blue-bloodish, but I think anything on the 20 is like you kind of doing your job because everybody's been playing football for at least what? 50, 60 years, if not more than that. Blue blood don't mean nothing to me. Oklahoma 42, 7 national championships. See, and Michigan has the 32. 32 is different from 42, but they had 10 national championships. Come on, man. I'm trying to have a balanced show here, but I didn't do this. This is Pete Pete Fayunek. I think that's it. I don't know how to pronounce it. Alabama is number 1. 44 10-win seasons. They say 15 national championships. Pete, when I see you in the streets, Pete, it's me and you, buddy. 3. Pow, pow, next one in your mouth. I owe you 3. Pete, when I see you, Pete, when I see you in the street, Pete. I'm just playing, Pete. Yeah, but you need to learn how to count, Pete. 15 national championship. How dare you? How dare you? This publication, Pete, wait a minute, Pete like he can fight. I carry stuff with me, Pete. I ain't worried about you. You need to learn how to count, Pete. Collegefootballnews.com since 1998. Y'all need to all go back to third grade and learn how to count. Let's see. Where are we now? Blue Bloods. Let's see. Blue Bloods are those big name schools that are always in the championship talk. But I don't know. Does TCU deserve to be in that? TCU, Arizona State, they kind of should be lined at the bottom. I think Auburn is definitely not 22 to me. I'm not saying it's top, but top 15, 22 seem low when I'm looking at. I don't know when the last time BYU did anything. 10-win seasons, I guess, are important. That means you kind of sniffing. I just thought that was a little low. There's a lot of teams that were missed, too. I'm thinking like, did I mention Tennessee? I think Tennessee was on there, but a lot of stuff was missed. But, this is a abbreviated show of Iron Bowl debates, and I'm sure whenever we can get him, find out his whereabouts. Whereabouts are unknown currently right now for DC. Don't know where he is. The doggone Gators got him running through the woods like a loose tiger. He's just running through the woods. I don't know. I hope they don't. I hope he's able to find his way back to the show. Man, I mean, that wasn't even a bad loss. Y'all lost by 6 points. That wasn't even that bad. But I tell you, please join us next Wednesday or at 6 p.m. where we'll have Iron Bowl debates, and we'll do a lot more interactive talk with you and with DC, hopefully, if we can find him. I hope he's okay wherever he may be. And on Mondays, I ask you, please join me for Around the Herd, especially if you're an Alabama fan, where I talk about all things Alabama sports, even things like our great Gym Tide, who are in the Elite 8 of the Gymnastics National Championship competition. So we got thrown out of one. The men got thrown out of one Elite 8, disgustingly. And who had to pick us up? The ladies. The ladies pulled it together, and they're moving on to the National Championship meet. And we're going to wish them all the best. And don't go Nancy Kerrigan on them. Just put that thing on. Get up there and make it happen. I ain't doing that, man. The man up here ducking. The Gym Tide is out there doing it. They're representing softball. The softball ladies, they try to do their thing. Baseball's definitely in full effect. But on tight sports, the ladies of the Crimson Tide are always respected, never neglected. Always respected and never neglected. But please, on your way away from here, give me a pound on that subscribe button, and remember to poke that like button right in the eye, right there. Just poke it in the eye. Yeah, let the algorithm know we out here doing some things. And that's going to probably about wrap it up with Roll Tide. Roll Tide to your PhD. Very proud of the Gym Tide myself. I'm going to try to sit down some kind of way and see how I can watch that, because, I would get up and show y'all my dexterity. To be this size and able to do a forward roll is something pretty special. But I'm not going to hit you with my always remember Roll Tide roll, but I will say Roll Tide. Thank you for joining me here, or us here. I don't know how to say it. Thanks for joining me here on Iron Bowl Debates, and we will see you next time. Take care of yourself. And like I said, keep an eye on your portfolio. Have a great evening.